Okay, Sarah. So tell me, before you came on board working with us, what were your
Mhm.
biggest struggles when it came down to weight loss?
Um, so I have PCOS, which is fun. Um, and I've had it since I was 14. So pretty much like half my life or a little bit more. Um, and there have been some interesting like changes with my body that I've never like I didn't really understand. Um, and part of that was hormones. You know, and you probably see this in diets and stuff. A lot of, it's low carb, low fat, low sugar, stuff like that. And, just working with um, Lou and then watching some of the webinars, learning more about hormones, the healthy fats that are needed. And it's okay to eat things that are a little, bit more like fatty or whatever. You know, cheese, for example, it's okay to have whole milk cheese and stuff like that. And having PCOS has like my weight hasn't fluctuated a lot, but it's definitely like 10, 20 pounds over the years, just kind of doing a nice little roller coaster. Um, And it definitely got worse after COVID because I had long COVID for about a year. Um, so I stopped exercising and I gained a bunch of weight, like probably 20 pounds, something like that. And so working on nutrition, figuring out calories, and then to add on top of that, I also, it wasn't like classified as an eating disorder, disordered eating, let's put it that way, as a way to try to lose weight. And I had to figure out slowly, with resources and stuff like that, that I need to eat 3 meals a day in order to, um, be more balanced and actually lose weight. So those are kind of the reasons why I came in. I said, you know what, I'll try it. I've never really done dieting. It's more of the calorie counting, but this was kind of why not? I'll try it.
Okay, are you glad you tried it?
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, so obviously I'm over here in the UK, you're in the States. Sarah, tell
Mhm.
me your opinion of like weight loss programs in America.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They love to, you can see it on YouTube, pop-up ads, you see it on like cable TV, it's Weight Watchers, it's some keto diet, it's pre-cooked meals so you don't have to think about it. I guess there's Noom, Noom. That's another one. And it's all these like quick ways to lose weight. And then you have I don't know, there's so much. It's probably because of the obesity rates over here, which it's high. Um, and I think part of it is trying to get people the quick results and then not explaining that, sure, you can be keto or whatever and lose 20 pounds and that will last about 3 months. But then, some of these aren't always sustainable. And then you just gain all the weight back, which honestly, I mean, I don't really blame people. It's hard to do, something for a long time. And then you realize, do I really have to do this for the next like 50 years of my life? Like, that's not fun.
Yeah.
So, my guess is it's probably because of the number of health issues that we're facing in the US, which I feel like everybody knows about. So,
Yeah, I
it's
think,
all over the place.
yeah, but you touched on keto as an example. It's how are we supposed to do keto like 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for the next 50 years? And it's also not just about the nutrition and the exercise. It's about having a coach to help you with the mindset piece, because it's like it's the mind that decides, isn't it, whether whether you're going to wake up and whether you're going to prioritize making those 3 meals a day and looking after your body. And I think especially in the States, there's like the marketing and the messaging, it's very like, you should do it this way and only this way, and everyone jumps on board, but it's never sustainable. Whereas, why don't we actually enjoy food and eat a variety of foods and see gradual changes that you can sustain whilst eating a fulfilling amount of food?
And I've never done one of those diets. It's hard to avoid, and it's in your head, especially as a woman. You have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of these things where, some woman or whatever saying, I did this for a month and look at me and all this other stuff. And you think, maybe I can do that and I'll look like that. But, and I think that's where at least for me, where eating fewer calories than I should a day, instead of eating a proper lunch, I might have like a protein bar or something, and then expect that will get me through a workout and dinner. Or no, like your eyes. It's stuff like that. And my husband was always telling me, like, you need to eat. But there's that mindset, like, no, why would I eat? If I eat fewer calories, then I lose weight. But, understanding not every woman responds to, maybe this, I don't know, maybe keto or maybe a low fat diet or low carb diet works for one person. I don't know. But then, especially with women with, PCOS or maybe thyroid, I don't know much about thyroid stuff, but definitely for PCOS, it's, you need all of those, like the, fatty, good fats or whatever. And my body's just going to look different and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can do, because you have done, and you have seen success over the time that you've been with us. And it's about starting to believe that, you can see this incredible success, and it might not happen in a month, but it will happen. And I always say that it's better to take 12 months to achieve something that's going to be yours for the rest of your life, rather than doing something extreme for a month and, it not be sustainable. And like, we are allowed to eat more than a small child. Like, our body needs food. Food is okay. And loving your husband for saying you need to eat.
Yeah.
So since you've been on board, what would you say, like, is your biggest success so far? Like, whether you perceive it to be small or big, like, what are you most proud of so far of what you've succeeded with?
I would say a couple of things. I guess going back to, like, this is how my body looks. I meant, like, in terms of the structure. I'm curvier. And part of the not eating mentality was I can get rid of, like, my hips and stuff, but that's my bone structure. That's just the way it's going to be. I can get rid of the fat. And I have, like, you can tell, and I've asked Lou, because every once in a while I do the, like the check-in pictures and I upload them. So I just asked her, I was like, do I look somewhat thinner? So I would say that, and I've lost 7 pounds. I guess that's 4 kilos. I don't know the conversion. And then definitely my face has thinned out, which I like. And then I would say the other success is eating 3 meals a day, 3 meals, and being able to, like, mentally stick to the calories. Because I would say probably the first 2 or 3 months, I used MyFitnessPal and went through and tracked that. but now I'm sticking to the meals that, Lou has, put online and stuff like that. So I know in my head, if I do this, it will be this much, and, you know, just making smarter choices. So I would say those are the two things: physical appearance and then eating consistently.
Yeah, and also trusting your coach, like trusting what Lou's created for you,
Yes.
even if it feels like, lots of food and different to what you were doing before, but like trusting to have those 3 meals and just going, okay, I'm going to trust into this. I'm going to see what happens. And then, you're seeing these changes and you're feeling these changes, which is amazing. So Sarah, if someone's listening to this today, maybe they've got PCOS, maybe they have seen like the woman online that's done X and looks like Y within a month, and they feel tempted to do that. Like, what is your biggest advice to that woman today to help her with picking the right option and to achieving, sustainable change?
Do not try to do what those women do. Maybe they have a nice exercise routine. Sure, try that. In terms of the food, I really don't know if that's sustainable. I don't think it is. In terms of the PCOS, it's going to stay around for a while. So it's one of those things that you have to learn to get used to, and you have to tell yourself, this is why, I react to X, Y, and Z. Maybe this is why my body looks a little different than, this other person. And I would say the biggest thing with PCOS is educate yourself. I read, go to your doctor, go to your endocrinologist, or find an endocrinologist. That's what I did. Like, you keep finding, I don't know, depending on severe, maybe at a medicine, I don't know, but educate yourself.
Yeah, education is so powerful because often we can internalize and go, it's all our fault. But actually, when you learn education about PCOS, you can then rationalize these intense hunger pangs, or you can look at your body and go, I know why my body is like this, because of these hormonal imbalances, rather than just telling yourself you're useless and horrible and don't look nice. It's just, you get to be able to rationalize that. And me, the same as you, Sarah, having PCOS and having to really learn what that meant. But I think sometimes it's hard because you go to the doctor and you get told that you've got PCOS and you get told that weight is going to be difficult your whole life. Whereas what if we change the story and said, well, actually, like, you do have PCOS, and it does mean that you have certain fluctuations going on inside of your body when it comes to your hormone function. But with the right nutrition and exercise protocols, you can make some incredible changes. And
Exactly.
there is so much you can do from food and exercise that will actually make a massive difference for your weight, but also a massive improvement to all the other symptoms that come with PCOS. And on my opinion on this is, you can do so much more through exercise and nutrition than you can through medication for this, like managing PCOS symptoms. Like, honestly, it's so closely tied. So yeah, it's an incredibly important subject, and once we have knowledge around it, we know how to take action and be kinder to ourselves.
Yeah, and the thing is, as I mentioned earlier, I've had this since I was 14. So I've gone, and that was back in like the early 2000s. So, you're trying to figure out, okay, which doctor do I go to? These are my symptoms right now. Oh, they're getting worse. What do I need to do now? And like you said, eating and exercise are a great way to control it. I definitely push for exercise, and I swam in college and I do triathlons now. And I think that has really helped with, weight control to a certain extent. And then, yeah, I've been reading up, what foods should you eat, like fish, fatty, I can't remember, like olive oil or stuff like that. But it's not one of those things, you read a couple of articles and you figure it out overnight. It takes, especially if you're discovering, like, you're kind of figuring out in your late 20s or early 30s, because I've read that here and there, and not to, her fault. Sometimes you just figure it out later in life, depending on how supportive your doctor is. I don't know. And it's taken a while just reading.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. It's at the end of the day, it's to make yourself feel better about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And how helpful have you found it to have support, to be working in Fit Queen with Lou? Has that been a big help for you? Yeah.
She's been great. She's very positive, especially if I come with concerns or worries, or I want to change, something. I communicated with her, hey, I kind of want to try to back away from my fitness pal, to see if, I can do this on my own, or hey, this is kind of, giving me some anxiety around food. And then she's flexible with that and the workouts. And I would say probably one of the biggest things, she kept pushing the whole 10,000 step thing. And now I'm like, I'm addicted to it. I don't know why. I keep track. Well, I don't have my watch, but like I keep track of it on my watch, because I think for the first month or two, she was like, how are your steps? How are your steps? I just got into it. I don't know why. So,
and what an amazing habit to now, be stuck with, right?
So random. I know it's so random. Because I don't know. I guess I've never really understood the whole, like, why is it 10,000? I don't know. But now I'm like, okay, I need to get these steps in.
Yeah. And you're doing the steps, and you've created this routine with Lou with your food, and your body is responding in the way you want it to, and seeing that change in your weight, and seeing that change through your face and things like that. Like, that's all positive signs that, your body is responding in the way you want it to, which is amazing. And it feels all in your control, and you haven't had to do anything extreme.
No, it's crazy. I honestly didn't think it would happen. I'm such a negative Nancy. I was like, I'll do this, but I don't think. And it took a couple of months, and weigh myself every day, but every couple of weeks or something, I was like, okay, I see, I see why this is working and stuff like that. So that's for women who are like hesitant to join, or maybe a little bit more negative, kind of like me. And then also, I love the fact that for, like, because I did the 6 months, I'm on the 6 months one. I don't remember how much it costs, but for that certain amount of money, you can get all the recipes, and I like the recipes and the webinars and stuff like that. So it's one of those, instead of meeting with a nutritionist once a week or twice a week, and you get a limited number of recipes, you get all of this stuff. Oh, I forgot about the workouts too. The workouts.
Yeah. Unlimited.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's about being able to eat all these amazing foods. And yeah, we are very passionate about recipes in Fit Queen, making sure we can all eat tasty and see results. Sarah, I'm just so happy that you're seeing results, because like, it's the most destroying thing when you're spending time and months wanting to see weight loss but not seeing any changes. And so many women stay stuck, like trying to lose weight for like 12 months and not seeing any changes, when we should be seeing changes. Yeah, right? Say that. How long?
2 years. But that was also the whole disordered eating thing. So that's like a whole other story. But it's just interesting to see, like, no, I'm not crazy. It is because of this. Or why did I gain weight after COVID? My body just reacted differently. So you have to, and that's like the point of working with somebody and like having that conversation.
Yeah, and cracking the code to this as well.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, I think we can safely say that you were deserving of seeing some changes. So I'm thrilled for you, Sarah. And it's going to be an amazing couple of more months to go, and really being able to support you to continue to crack this. And here's to the 10,000 days and eating enough food, and actually embracing food and enjoying food. And super honored to be part of your journey. And I know Lou absolutely loves working with you. So thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your views on this, and also giving some support and insight to women if they, if got PCOS and they're listening to this, or maybe they've spent 2 years trying to lose weight but not seeing results. Like, it is totally possible, especially when you go into it with a realistic, open mind, and Sarah just said that she was totally like, oh, I don't even think this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. And here she is, like, and she's seen results. And that's what this is about. Everyone can create results. It's just about having the right support in place, and actually fueling your body. And you will see the results even if you have hormonal implication.
Yeah, that's huge. No, I appreciate it. It's been great, and I love working with Lou. She's hilarious, and she lets me be me. So yeah,
and that's important, because every woman we support and partner with has their own unique quirks, and that's what we love.
That's me.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
You are welcome.